Talk to me, tell me how you feel. Make sure you keep it real though. You already know the deal. When you come around here, it's unfiltered, baby. Did you hear about what happened? It's about to be crazy. What? You wanna know my opinion? Let's get to the bottom of the whole situation. Is he stating facts or is she just hating? Did we witness something on the ground? It's history in the making. Let's talk about it, but make sure it's unfiltered. This is Unfiltered.
Black people, people come out.
I thought the music was gonna get started too.
Start straight up real quick.
You get to be here to hear a beat drop. Alright, yeah, we were waiting for the music before today, but so sorry I did not let that ride out. That's on me. For video purposes, we'll be able to, ride out a little bit more to it later. So welcome to the podcast where the thoughts are raw and uncut. You're unfiltered. Alright, so today we have a guest who came and knocked on the door, came through the door. Please introduce yourself, guest.
Sable.
Okay.
AKA Savoy.
Yes, this is a friend. This is more than a guest. This is a friend. So, friend, share a little bit about
family.
Please share in a little bit, just for the people, because this is your first episode, which I'm sure this isn't your first episode, just first face to face, because we have Kim here, so it's a little bit of conversation every so often in the background. So
I'm just here. I'm here to bring positive vibes. One of the main guests couldn't be here, so I fill the spot quite nicely, I think. It was questionable though, and they didn't know if they wanted me here or not.
Don't be like that.
Who said that?
So shout out your social media and all that.
Okay, so you can follow me on my personal page at SoSave, S3 O's SABE, and you can also follow me at SAHBLEH Subway. Alright, and with the profile on the bio and all that.
Alright.
Let's just say she's dope.
I like that. That was a nice movement there with lots of information.
Look in the bio.
I was just about to say, okay. Alright, definitely a good hint right there to go read that bio. I think there's something that you guys are supposed to be seeing, so please check it out. I'm Tab, and then my lovely friends, since we don't get to introduce ourselves very often, this is a good moment to do so. So,
Well,
who you are again?
you already know. Sammy Socialite checking in.
Freaky Focus on Instagram, Twitter.
You know that. We got our stuff.
You feel me? You know what's going on.
Alright, let's get this show started. Alright, so the first thing that we need to discuss, because we left off last week telling the people we will give them updates about the NBA. So, where we at? What's going on with the Western Conference?
Go Warriors.
Alright, who are they?
Bring out the brooms. Dame Lillard and the team, they playing the Trailblazers right now. They up 3-0 as of now. By the time this show drops, it'll be over.
And the sad thing is that everybody's like, nah, cause Dame and talk about what it is, McCollum. And the thing about both of those people is, I kept saying, I think it was just a like you had your moment, like you had the energy to make it through that first round, but like now it's time to have the skill.
Exactly. I don't know why Dame Nickel trying to do all this
Don't go like that.
All I'm looking at is the Steph and Seth playing each other. It's just funny to me. Like Steph is about to sweep his brother.
It'll be something to talk about for years.
And the craziest part about it is Seth was allegedly better than Steph growing up. So imagine how Seth feels watching Steph cook his ass.
He holding his own though. He been holding his own.
What? Run me Seth's points totals.
I'm saying
nothing. Exactly.
He been scoring though.
It looked good for players who.
He been scoring and he been locking down on defense. You gotta check his stats.
Shit, Steph had 36 on game 3. Honestly, I don't know what a lot is with you, but that ain't it.
He had a couple steals. I know that.
Essentially, all they're going to end up saying is that Steph Curry had a whole team behind them, and that the other team just didn't have enough people to handle and just wait until KD comes back kind of situation.
They had the Bucket Brothers, as the media named them. Shit.
The Bucket Brothers.
I ain't trying to hear that. Portland got pieces on their squad. They just can't do it because Dame Nickel is gonna do what Nickels do, and rest and shit.
Yeah, in the last game they had the lead. In the third,
they always they've had the lead, and if I'm not mistaken, they've had the lead in all 3 of the games at halftime. But
the Warriors are a second half team.
The Warriors are I'm gonna beat your ass team. So they're gonna let you think you okay, and then they're gonna win. But in the other conference,
I was about to say, what's up with the Eastern?
The less exciting conference.
Bucks got that. Right?
The Bucks definitely about to pull out the brooms on Kyle Lowry and Kawhi Leonard, because let's be real. Kawhi did okay get into the game, so that's all we've seen from him anyway. Like he ain't really. I ain't hype on him like that. I don't like Kyle Lowry either. So shout out to Giannis and the Bucks because they're about to do what they do, and Coach Bud. I hate you had to leave the house, bro, but
so can Giannis and the Bucks do anything with the Warriors?
They keep saying it's gonna be a matchup. I don't know. I don't think
they are just trying to get as much ratings as possible because they know that shit's going 4 games.
You think so? You think it's not? They're not even gonna.
The major differences between what's gonna happen is it's gonna be all coaching. If the Bucks win a game, it's gonna be something Mike Budenholzer does over something Steve Kerr does. Because if we just want talent on the court,
so
it's over. Like the Warriors, and then if they have KD back, it's not even close. And then Boogie, they keep saying Boogie's supposed to come back in the playoffs. So I'm confused as to what the Bucks think they're gonna do. I know one thing: if Kyle Middleton ain't hitting threes, it's gonna be real hard for the Bucks to even keep up with the Warriors because Giannis don't shoot threes like that.
And Kerr said KD not coming back if they don't need him to anyway. Like if they want him without him.
That's coach speed. KD coming back as soon as he can get on the court. Steph said he didn't want to have to score 30 points a game.
He didn't say that. He didn't say that.
Well, yeah. I guess he forgot about
on
issue.
that. All I know is I've never seen Curry miss a shot ever. Never seen it.
Oh, he be missing.
I've never seen it though. So
Nigga chunked up 36 shots in the game. He gonna miss a few.
If I can get that many touches in January, easy get to me.
He could get 36 shots up without KD. With KD, he can't get more than 20. If he shooting more than 20 shots with KD on the court, he doing too much. That's real. But what's the next, boss lady?
Okay, so we wrapping it up, but we just wanted to stop off and drop off our updates because that's what we said we was gonna do. All right, in the beginning of the show, we got to hear a little bit of Khaled. Okay, so let's talk about this album that he just dropped. First of all, the album was what it was called, Wish Wish, with Cardi B and
the
21
song we listen to name is Wish Wish.
There we go.
The
Song.
album is what
Father of a Sod.
Alright, perfect.
This kid Assad is lit.
Now that's okay.
Assad is lit.
Okay, first off, I'm gonna give a shout out to Khaled for only having 14 songs on his album because Lord knows, being a fan of Chris Brown, and other people, some people albums are just getting way too long. So he gave us a good amount of songs, wasn't overbearing. So shout out to you.
He's been getting the album has been getting bashed on social media though.
A bunch of songs. That's admirable though. Like he's in the studio all day, every day. He's got so many songs.
What are you talking about?
We're talking about Khaled, but
You talking about Chris
I
Brown?
know.
He tried to keep it
I don't
up.
want to tell you about it because I'm
Chris Brown is
Melted.
Chris Brown's some nice guy.
Chris Brown. Unlike Chris Brown, sorry, we weren't talking about Chris Brown. She says that
Him having over 40 songs on an album is admirable. That's dope. That he can do that.
it was dope. It's just hard as a fan of him. It's just hard to get people to want to listen to a 57-song album.
How much? He said his next
It
album.
It's gonna be 30. No, it's gonna be 30. It come out in June actually. Called Indigo. It's gonna be 30 songs, but that's too many too.
Maybe he just wants you to have something that whatever the mood is, like you can like sit in it for a little while. It's hard when you guys have to pick where your songs are supposed to go and how many you're supposed to. I know this is what we're supposed to be talking about, but just real quick, to have a album so long and then to know like when to transition to the next song, when to change the mood to the album and stuff. So when you do have a lot of songs, you get the opportunity to like cruise instead of like change up. So I'm not saying
but the thing is, the thing with me is
that's a road trip.
He is an artist.
Yes.
He's an artist that has the ability to drop whenever he wants to drop. He can drop as many projects as he wants. He's not under a certain amount of album deal. Like Chris Brown has a lot of music freedom. A lot of people don't understand that. Chris Brown could have gave me Heartbreak on the Full Moon in 3 albums. Like, easy. Future put out an album, 2 albums, back-to-back weeks. Not saying he had to do that, but that's a strategy to do.
Right.
Like, Future still was able to give us about 30, 35 songs in 2 weeks, but it wasn't all in one project.
Right.
It's just hard it's just hard. Like, I listen to all the album, and I like the majority of it, but it's just hard to go back and listen to a 57-song album when it takes 3 hours to listen to it.
Right.
But I love it. I mean, hey, Breeze, you like it, I love it. It's just hard defending you on Twitter all the time. and they be giving me hell. And I just
That's good to go ahead and
create your own album off a 57-song album. I think all your favorite songs.
facts. I got my 24 track cut.
Alright, so it's a nice plug for Chris Brown right there,
Who is also on Khaled's album, by the way.
Jealous.
On Jealous. Have you seen the video?
No, I haven't.
He dropped videos for majority of the songs. Mm-hmm. Now, mind you, I haven't seen this Wish Wish video, but if that's a video, I know this shit's gonna be
I
bad.
think he said some more is dropping Monday.
Okay, bad. Cause that's probably one of the ones. But that Nipsey video, Higher. Oh my gosh, you have shout out to Khaled for putting Nipsey on the album, bro.
So
Blue Cups.
So why is it been getting like smashed on social media?
I honestly, I feel like this is part of it. People don't like Movado, like regular black people. They don't like Movado, and I feel like with that being like the intro, people be hating. But
The intro was fire.
To some it was a skip. But it also is like people on social media, period, always you never supposed to really listen to what they be talking about because they be taking it overboard. The album by far is not trash. it has some good songs on there with nice replay value. People are really going hard on the SZA track that sample Sorry Miss Jackson on. They're really killing it, and I'm sorry, I wanted to actually listen to the whole song, and I tried. By the second verse, I had to turn it off because SZA was just not doing it. She wasn't cutting it for me. And I know she had a serious vocal surgery, and maybe that's messing up her voice, but
if she decides to sing shit, she has to sing
child, Khaled could have called her or something for that.
Her would have killed them.
Yeah, that wasn't it. But the sample was dope though.
Maybe, she told him it's her story and he was vibing with it, so he wanted to give her a chance. I don't know why you put on it, but I'm not a fan of that one, and I like the album for the most part of what I heard, but I'm not a fan of that one. I don't listen to it with the enthusiasm that I feel like I should have, knowing that I used to love the Sorry Miss Jackson song by Outkast. So.
Big shout out to my boy Big Sean though. He's on 2 of the tracks, and I'm ready. Like we was just talking about how Chris Brown keeps dropping all these freaking albums and shit. Big Sean, I am begging you, please come back. Like, I need a Big Sean album, bro. And hearing you on Khaled, this like on Holy Key off of 2 albums ago from Khaled, like you was spitting so hard on that, and I just need a project. Like, come on, I need it.
Yeah, I fuck with Big Sean.
Alright, so we'll leave our phone on request of the Big Sean. Anyone music?
And Rihanna. Come on. Rihanna.
Oh my goodness, we're not gonna talk. No, she has a lot going on, and
Man, fuck that.
I appreciate all the quality work that she's putting out here that has nothing to do with music.
If you're going to do it, do it all.
She can.
At the same time, bitch.
Or she waiting on Miss Jackson.
But what y'all not realizing is Rihanna got male fans. It's so many male Rihanna fans. I could give a fuck about some Savage, some Fancy Beauty.
Some guys are appreciating that Savage.
Okay, yeah, in the bedroom.
Yeah, so what I'm saying,
it's about to come off in 2 minutes. Like, it look nice for Instagram model pictures.
It's still nice, honey. And her makeup on.
She Rihanna, please, yeah. That's that.
She'll get to the music when
like
she
all that's great. Like I'm great. It's cool that you got all that going on, and I'm glad you got all your businesses going. But we know you for music. I want to hear something.
Why not?
She
like
the right song to come
if she want to do all that, she can make an album full of little songs that she could play in all her videos for all this extra shit.
She was on Colin's last album.
Who?
Wild Thoughts.
Oh, girl, yeah, that was like 2 years ago.
But she do give us stuff. It's just not her own. So I do.
No, but that was the last song Rihanna done gave us. Was the Wild Thoughts.
But that ain't the last time she done gave us a project. It's just not a musical project.
Yeah, she gave us a project in 2015 and 16. One of them, Anti. That was a long time ago.
No, I am discussing her other endeavors right now.
Oh, that movie with Donald Glover?
No, exactly her fashion. I'm talking about her beauty line.
That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about
she's
music.
producing, is what I'm saying. Like, she hasn't fell off the map.
So do it all.
You
You got it.
and I'm just saying she needs a little bit more time.
We are props.
She coming. She working on something.
I bet she is gonna be dope and she's gonna shit both y'all the pillow. That's what's going on. It's gonna be nice whatever her next project is, and then you guys have to
It
get
better
her.
be an album.
I don't even care. I just want to hear one song.
No, I
She
need
did
an
us
album.
something. Y'all can go to her page. I think she sings sometimes. Alright.
Models and shit.
So I want us to get on a serious moment really quick because I got something that, first of all, we need to have a little talk. We need a moment where we just kind of, let's get real with the people for a second here. So I'm going to bring up the first story that I want to discuss is in regards to a man living in Texas. As a matter of fact, I think both of my stories are, So Texas is we about to rip you a new one, Texas. Okay, so the first story is about a man in Texas who was standing out in front of his home. I think he had walked outside to take out the trash or something, but anyways, he got stopped by the police. In the process of him being stopped by the police, they called him by a name that wasn't his. So the name was Quentin. They kept calling him Quentin. And so
he was walking his dog.
He had the dreads.
walking his dog, yes.
Yeah.
So he is walking his dog. He gets stopped by the police. They call him Quentin. They say they have a warrant out for him from Louisiana. And they are like, it's time to arrest you. We're about to do this. So fast forward through a bunch of back and forth. This isn't me. Show me the picture. This isn't me. Backup is called. And then the next thing we know, the cop looks at the picture and shows it to the man. And you know what? It's not him. It's just a black guy with dreads, but it's not him. Whoever Quentin was not Evans, the guy who was featured in the video of him speaking his wife, constantly saying, I can show you his ID, that's not him. He does have a warrant, he's not from Louisiana. They weren't giving him a chance. They were trying to handcuff him, but he refused to allow for them to handcuff him to stop and talk to him. So, like I said, eventually the phone was showed to the man, and he's like, that's not me, so you trying to say that all black people look alike because he's black with dreads, yada, yada, yada. How does that make y'all feel? Because I know how it made me feel.
It was funny to me, like, watching the whole thing play out. Dude was like, oh, you have he was like, how you telling me I got a warrant from Louisiana? You don't even know my name. You don't even know my name. You just stopped me, I'm walking my dog. Like, he was just, it was completely ridiculous. Like, it's like, what can you say or do in a moment like that? Like, it makes zero sense.
It's just so obvious it's racial profiling. It's just so obvious. It's just kind of like the officer just should have admitted his wrong. It was prolonged.
Like he accused him of stealing the dog. He was like, man, that's my dog. I got a chip for my dog.
My thing is, like you said, he should admit his faults. But I think what ended up happening is he got scared. I think he, like you said, he knew he was wrong. But especially when you know you're in the wrong, now this person has a right to be upset. The first time you thought they didn't have a right, but once you finally connected to this isn't this person, now you're like, shit, now I know I'm wrong.
Now, why are you still standing here?
He knew he was in the wrong, and with that video going, he probably thought, yeah, you're probably gonna lose this job. Let's start over. This is a teachable moment. And he starts talking nice. So anyway, he gets off without having to give the kid a ticket. But maybe a few days later, his butt dad takes him out and they're driving and he gets pulled over by the cops, and he used that same behavior that he did with the cop with his butt dad that his white dad had done, which was getting outraged and yelling first, and then anyways he ended up getting a ticket and stuff like that. So the point that I'm trying to prove is you do have to be careful being black in white neighborhoods and stuff, because people do just roll up on you. He got on his police scanner or whatever they sent out that they're looking for someone who probably was on the run, because Texas and Louisiana are really close. So it would make sense how you can have a warrant in Louisiana and get pulled over in Texas about it. So it was just sad that he was in a nice neighborhood.
The man was out walking a dog.
He just
if I'm on the run, I'm taking a dog for a walk.
That's it. That's what I'm saying. These are things that we have to keep in mind. Unfortunately, everyone else doesn't have to worry about leaving their house, and just because I'm, a certain color, I'm going to get pulled over, or someone's going to say I did something that I didn't do, or whatever the case may be, or be someone, in this case, that I'm not. It's just, I wish I could have seen the photo of whatever this black man looked like. So he's
like, let me see that. Let me see that. Put it up there. They didn't want to show it.
Because it had to be horrible. Because the guy immediately looked at it like, if you say I look like you, then I'm expecting something to be like, okay, I can see what you're saying.
Did y'all hear about that other video with the cop shot that lady when she was screaming out, oh, I'm pregnant, I'm pregnant?
I didn't see the video, but I did hear about the story. I thought it was a little bit weird, almost a little bit, because they said she was well known by the police department. This was her first time having an interaction with them. So I think she was kind of like what we would call like a regular with the cops. And I think it was just one of those moments where we was just like, all right, let's get her off the streets. Not saying that that's right, but it's like how you have to run in with somebody, know that they're known schizophrenic, and she is out raped, and you don't think that that's tied in with her mental health issue, where you light her up, and you say that she was trying to take your taser or something like that away from you, that's why.
That don't be thinking, so that's not a surprise.
It's just horrible how someone who doesn't get paid a lot of money is in control of so much, and because they don't get paid, it just makes you feel like, you know, if we were compensating cops for the services that they should be providing, maybe they wouldn't keep providing all these ones that they don't. Because if I give you the right amount of money, I'm sure you wouldn't be so power hungry, because you'll be more so worried about making money than establishing your dominance, because that's your reward now, is that dominance.
It's just, it's crazy, like, they just don't care, like, they just don't care, like, it's happening over and over again, like, and there's not a stop to it, like, it's just keep happening, like, we're literally getting murdered in the streets, you know what I'm saying, and we have as many protests and Black Lives Matter rallies and all that, and it's continuing to happen, like, when is it gonna stop, and it's apparent that our government doesn't care about us either, like, even what we touched on last episode with these bills that they're pushing for, like all these different stuff they're doing just to hold us down, just to, you know what I'm saying, like, even when these things happen, for these officers to not be penalized and not be convicted when they go to trial, and all these people are getting off, like, that's a slap in the face, you know what I'm saying, like, everybody's like looking at this like, okay, it's another one, again, oh, he's probably gonna get off, you know what I'm saying, then it shouldn't be like that.
Yeah, the officers, they just have some, there's a lack of training, and they have no cultural experience, so, you know, you have like this white male from this small town in Georgia, and he's interacting with this inner city black kid. He views fear on a whole nother level, so now all of a sudden he has this excuse for, oh, I felt, if you were an officer, you're not gonna, the same stuff that's gonna fear of that white male isn't gonna fear him. He's less likely to pull out a gun. He's not gonna, you know what I mean? It's just the cultural experiences, like, they're not trained. It's like these officers are just put out there, they go through these little 30-week programs, and then they're just out on the street to deal with some people.
Another thing too, even beyond that may be the case, but even beyond that, racism is still alive and roaring. Like you said, like a lot of these cases happened in Texas.
Yeah, the ones that we were talking about were ones that were popping up from Texas.
So like you know, that's the southern, the Bible Belt, you know what I'm saying? And even with a lot of these bills, like all these abortion bills that have been passing have been in the South. It's like somebody pointed out to me that it made a lot of sense. Like, okay, you're used to seeing like a little liberal movement and a lot of color in your community because you're in Atlanta, but you got to realize there's a difference between Atlanta and Georgia. Like he was telling me, like Georgia is still very much a racist state. Atlanta is just a small portion, and it's nothing like the rest of Georgia.
Yeah, when you think about Atlanta, you're only thinking about the downtown area, like how we talk about you ain't from Atlanta if you ain't claiming like certain zip codes and stuff like that. So that's the same thing for Georgia. Like when we go outside Atlanta and we go to Sandy Springs, things start changing up a little bit. You go to Johns Creek, things start changing up a little bit. You go to certain parts of it. But what I'm saying is like, we know, but what I'm saying is if we know it to go one town over or one county over and it's predominantly a certain way, then that's how we got to look at Georgia. That even though Atlanta, the city represented for this area to be very melting pot style, like I said, you go to North Georgia and you barely see us. And then you go to South Georgia and we there, but like you said, we definitely live in a different lifestyle. It's very country and I would just call it Southern and be done with it, but yeah. So racism definitely still exists. I think that's what's going to bother me about the next story that I'm about to invite you in on. So at Memorial High School in Houston, Texas, this school has annual Spirit Week, as most schools do, but as part of their Spirit Weeks, they pick certain days where they kind of flip it. So Jersey Day turns into Thug Day, where you know, the girls are in cornrows and baggy jerseys and sweatpants, and they got tattoos on their skin and all this kind of stuff right here. The way they're posing in videos is, I'm not videos, but photos, is very, I guess it's showing cultural appropriation. And so I just want to get your thoughts on the madness of these high schools.
Wait, so are these white girls?
Yeah, these are young white ladies, and by their choice, they are coming to school. First of all, your parents are letting you out of your home to come to school, and you're dressed up in what you think is mocking African Americans.
This is in Georgia.
Texas.
Oh, right. Where we get to? Yeah, I was about to say, how we just jump to African American?
Because half of the things that they're doing is definitely what black people do.
It's
Like-
So,
I mean,
but their choice of thug is just how they call us, but that still doesn't mean that what they're not imitating is black people.
I mean, for me, it's like they didn't do like blackface or anything like that. So I mean, at some point we have to realize that if you're gonna do a spirit week,
like they said,
that has. First of all, before we get mad at them, the school is the one that should be in trouble for having a thug spirit day. Like, who does that?
I'm
Like, that's
I'm not mad at nobody. First, hold on.
The thing is,
the
thing is,
mission statement at that school.
forget all that. Let me tell y'all my point, because I'm not mad at nobody. They said Thug Day. That like cool,
it's
whatever.
Not
like everybody.
called Thug Day. It's called Jersey Day.
You said it was Thug Day.
I said it's undercover known to the students of Thug Day, but the school recognizes it on their Spirit Week calendar as Jersey Day. Yes, so the school doesn't call it.
So the
Exactly. That's why I put it on the
and they
students
dress up
as
as
far
thugs
as
with the
being.
jerseys.
Yes, so we're trying to figure out why the school
So,
is allowing them to come in, knowing that it's just Jersey Day, and you got cornrows, you got tattoos on, you out here posing and hitting them with some stuff, like, you see what I'm saying? Like,
Okay,
but you're not.
Why does that offend us?
So if she wears cornrows in her hair, and then she has on the baggy clothes and tattoos, and she's throwing up all the signs
That's
that.
another case of cultural appropriation.
Right, so
Who's cultural? That's what I'm saying. Why are we claiming that part of our culture? Like,
Because
what you mean? That's what I'm saying. Like, if they're calling it
I'm
thug,
thinking braids.
they're
That's
calling
just.
it thug.
We're talking about braids.
So they're trying to
But
portray
that don't
this
make the
thug
braids
thing.
of the. What I'm saying is that it's
White people
not.
can't wear braids.
For what? It's
That
it's
is
not just
cultural
cute.
for our heritage
White
as
people can't wear
African
braids.
Americans. That's something that we created.
But
So
they're taking it. They gotta say they're taking it from black people.
it's
You're
so
not-
we
so
should be
we're going
We wear braids.
here.
Gel down baby hairs. If a white girl's gel.
I didn't know we were taking it here today.
Okay, so
Technically, where we taking?
Okay.
you're not. So what I'm saying is, as two
On Cinco de Mayo, I had on a sombrero,
here,
and where I was, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like
but you were celebrating at the like you had something.
It was
to
in
celebrate.
exactly. It's Cinco de Mayo, right? So in my head, it's Mexico Day. So we rocking Mexican. Like,
But you were there in that type of
Mexican.
environment, though. It was on Cinco de Mayo. This wasn't a day that you created yourself to be negative towards people. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
That's why I
I don't
took
see
this
it being
picture.
negative. Why y'all making it
We
negative?
had but wait. Could white people could easily get mad at black schools for having prep day? Did y'all have preppy or nerd day during spring week?
But that's not associated with white people.
Yes, the fuck it
Okay,
is.
wait,
The only black nerd we've ever seen in our life was Steve Urkel.
Okay, so
but outside of that, nerdy and preppy is something that generally is a white person's style. So do we
that's
take
unfair
their
to
style
give them
from
the
them?
positive look on something and say that I'm being called a nerd.
Who's calling it positive and negative?
Being nerdy or preppy is not offensive in our community. That's a good thing for us. It's just
So is thug life a bad thing?
yes.
Oh.
Allegedly.
That's recognized as
That's
being
the
bad,
reason.
violent, everything else that's associated with it. Steal, drugs, guns, gangs, all that still is associated with him. So it's not like I just walked up to a guy, Samuel, and said, you are a thug, and you're supposed to feel right. You gotta fit it right because you don't live that lifestyle. So here we go. If you are participating in negative connotation and you don't want them to say, okay, this is negative, and you not be upset about it. But if you're not someone who does
that's
that,
what I'm saying. Who's making it negative? Like they're dressed in baggy clothes, jerseys, cornrows, and all that.
so
You're not representing me. That's when you say that's when your representation of Thug Day or whatever.
So what about
I don't
our whole
associate that with
culture?
African Americans.
But what you keep taking the fact that they're using the word thug. I'm just pay attention to what they're doing. Take the fact that they call it thug out.
What is they
take
doing
the
that
word
we're going to
thug
blame?
out of it because we know their definition
Take
of
whatever out.
thug
Okay,
is.
cool.
There we go. But what I'm saying is look at what they're doing.
Okay.
You go back to the 90s, baggy clothes and things and stuff that we did. Some people still wear baggy clothes and stuff now.
That could be dressing like Post Malone.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
No.
This is the thing.
Eminem wears baggy clothes.
I understand both sides of what the
I
argument
think we're
is,
trying to
but
find a reason to say we shouldn't be mad. Why do we keep
I
being
feel like
mad?
we should be
it is certain.
I don't feel like we should be
racists are
mad.
celebrating Black culture. Should we be
If
glad
that's
that
what they
people want to
were
do
doing.
that?
But you shouldn't associate being a thug with Black culture, though. Like,
And that's what they are doing, and that's the point that why we're offended is because you're making it seem like it's a.
They saying thug. They didn't say black thug. Nobody. Yeah, and they didn't put on, like Sam said, they didn't put on the black face. They weren't mocking African Americans. They were just saying thug.
There's white thugs. You know what? Power. You ain't look at Tommy.
The white actor.
As long as the two black men in the blue are in the green.
Look, here you. Okay, look, we not going there because I don't have enough energy to be fake, not fake mad, but I don't have enough energy to be upset with them over something like that because that's some small shit on the scale of a lot of other disrespectful shit that they do.
That's the start. It's
No,
stuff
that's
like
not.
this that we
No, but
get by, and the next
I
thing
see
we
much
know,
worse.
I'm saying, but the next thing we know, somebody is out here seeing how they can overstep that because if we don't say anything about the little stuff, then why start getting mad about the big stuff? Because that's the next thing. Where it's one of those, well, y'all let this go, and so we don't give them a boundary to let them know what offends us. So as long as they don't have this boundary, then they keep going.
Listen,
no.
they know the boundary.
No.
But they just ain't at it.
Obviously they don't because even the school is like, oh, we canceled the rest of Spirit Week, and those who participated and broke the student code of conduct, they will be punished. We know nothing's gonna happen to those people. Y'all can say what you want to say, but it's the acceptance of that stuff happening by more older white people. Young kids think it's okay. The other kids think it's okay. There's black people being involved. We're saying, oh, I'm not mad about it. I don't see what's there to be mad about.
I'm saying,
okay,
that's a waste too much.
As long as you know that I'm
energy.
gonna ride for my people, so I
Okay, and that's good too, but I do too, but like I said, it's certain shit I gotta put my energy
and then we
into.
pick and choose when we want to be upset.
Baby,
I'm gonna be upset by the little and I'm gonna be upset by the big. I'm gonna be just as upset as you shooting him down as I'm gonna be you allowing them to, no.
You gotta pick and choose.
Because you're just gonna stress
I'll be growing up mad at every fucking thing. Bitch, I'm mad at Mary. Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm mad at Mary Max for thinking that they the soul food fucking restaurant of Atlanta, and all the people that come visit here say, "Oh, go get you some southern chicken from Mary Max." Bitch, that's white people chicken. So yeah, okay, I could be. Let's do the small shit.
Hey, they probably got black people in the kitchen though.
They do, but the recipe is not what the black slave was cooking. It was what the white people thought they were making once the slaves was free. Because, I think I remember them doing this. No, boo-boo. You need some seasoning on that, in that flour.
I get when...
I don't want to diminish your anger.
Best fried chicken at some restaurant out here. Best fried chicken is made at home, period.
Shit.
Too.
Okay, but see, this is my thing. I don't want to diminish how you feel about the situation because we should be pro-blacks 100% of the day. But like we said, it's just stressful.
But it just sucks because we are the. Because you think we're the only
people. Nitpicking. I feel like when you do that, you're nitpicking. Like, let them have their thug, whatever they think a thug is. A thug doesn't mean equivalent to African American to me.
Alright, because it's white thugs, it's Chinese chulos, it's Mexican thugs, chulos, it's Chinese thugs, it's like, everybody's a thug.
And all of them who have offensive ways of being identified with that stuff, they definitely...
Except for the cornrow thing. That's where it's like you're just only representing black thugs. It's
well,
like
shit,
Kim
Kardashian rock
I don't know what you call it, but she was trying to be cute. It just didn't work for her.
Was she black?
Braids come from Africa.
I thought once a black person,
and I
once she go black,
you're talking about. So that is definitely, if we don't claim nothing else in that whole moment of being offended by, we can claim those braids. We can guarantee you that those braids was definitely something that was done.
You've never had cornrows in your life. You've never had cornrows in your life. Yo.
Yes, I grew up with cornrows. What you mean? What the hairstyle? I was doing cornrows till I was about 12.
I would like to see.
Okay.
I know you had cornrows, little nappy. I seen you.
I got my pictures with the bees hanging up.
I'm gonna get some cornrows so I get my thug on.
All right. So it's safe to say that we're not going to be in agreement on whether or not who's looking at what way, but is it at least safe to say that we just don't want people to sit out here and be negative towards black people? We want to just chill. Like, can you not pick on us for a little bit? Like, is there not anybody else that y'all can bother with for a little bit while we continue to just be great? Because that's all we really want to do is just be great.
I'm pretty sure they had chulo day too. That's all I'm saying.
And you know what's so crazy is they did. They call it Senorita Day. And they said the crazy thing about this was in 2015. I'm so glad you said that because now I'm mad all over again. So they have Senorita Day, and then some girl comes dressed up as Border Patrol. Everybody else is dressed up. Okay. So you see what I'm saying? Like, that's just a regular situation dealing with Spanish people, but it was done in a negative way. Like, that's what I was saying.
White people are racist.
No, definitely. But at the same time, as a society, we have to stop being so easily offended by everything. Like, it is what it is. We need to. Okay, she came as border control. Why did she? Because we have immigration issues in this country. Okay, that's good. That's a spotlight on that. All right, let's address that. Like that.
This was in 2015, though. So this was before Trump got into office.
Still have border
We
control.
So, what I'm saying is it wasn't in the forefront as much as it is now. So it would be a great way to put on the pedestal talking about how there is reform that needs to be done with the border wall and our immigration policies and different things like that, and especially where they're trying to change it to now. So it's not easy as that kind of platform, but that's not what they did.
People
and sombreros
like,
and everything else at school. And they said sombreros and mustaches. Like in my mind, I can just imagine.
But I bet you Mexicans wasn't like, oh my God, y'all are OG in our culture. Like you didn't
like white, and none of the kids of minority who were speaking about it now seem to be okay with it. It just seemed to be that since the school was okay with it, the students didn't give any pushback through it. And we didn't have social media for... The little girl just posted a picture and just said, see what the kids are doing at my school. The little black kid, that's all she did. And then it made it to news outlets because people made it viral. So they haven't been pushing back. It's everybody else who are now seeing what's going on. We are the ones outraged. So those kids are going through their lives. Imagine you as a middle school kid or a high school kid and you're going through and you're seeing people do certain things and you know it's because they're being nasty towards you and who you are. You don't know the way we know ourselves now. We don't know ourselves that same way in high school.
Hey,
listen.
I'm over here thinking about it. Look, so I'm over here thinking about it, right? And I'm thinking back when I was in high school, we're definitely way too sensitive. Back when I was in high school, like, okay, they had Jersey Day and they dressed up, whatever, cool. Back when I was in high school, we had Black and White Day, and we had white kids showing up dressed up as what they thought were black.
New York?
No, this was down here in Georgia.
I think about our senior teacher.
Oh, call the school out. Call them out.
You had Black and White Day. Yeah, Black and White Day. Some people had black and white, but there were some white white kids who dressed up in saggy pants and put grills in their mouth and all that. But it wasn't no uproar.
And how did black people dress like white people?
My high school.
Were they dressed like honkies or were they doing prep?
My high school was cultural appropriation. Our senior T-shirt was when rich white kids team up with trap made black kids. That was our senior T-shirt, and we had Jeezy the Snowman on the back of it, and it was like this whole play on like that was our school. It was like.
So were you went to school here?
No, in Iowa.
Oh hell!
But see, y'all keep mentioning places where you definitely know there's a racist culture that y'all were okay with.
Culture? No, it was reality. It was rich white kids.
We had cross dress day. Girls are dressing like dudes and dudes dressing like girls. I'm pretty sure there's some transgender people out there right now that's probably somewhere crying about them making fun of how they dress. Blah 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 blah. Everybody can have a gripe, okay? So we just gotta keep it 100. Like the world is racist, but white people are the most racist. They created the shit. They the only people trying to fucking enslave people and be racist. But we all have a little racism in us.
Is that
toga parties? Anybody remember those?
So
but what I'm saying is that if you look back at before, even when swing dancing and stuff was out in the roaring 20s and stuff, like we haven't always just been in like rags and stuff.
Well, so that's in the newer century that you're discussing now. But
question, listen, y'all, because look, this is because y'all arguing about this, and this is my point. Y'all don't think that there's a such thing as reverse racism? Because you use these judgments just based on the past and what you've been through. You can't hold every white person accountable for that, and you can't take every situation and be upset about it just because it's white people.
Participated in the acting house.
Shit, if your ancestors from Mississippi, I can hold you accountable. It was all them. I don't care, bro. It's what you keep doing. That's all I'm saying. I'm not pitchforking to go down to Houston and cuss them out for having fun in high school, whatever. But that, like, I feel what Tab's saying too. That them be the same people that in college have joined the fraternity and have like a racist ass thing party, like a blackface party or some shit like that.
Yeah, those the same ones who get on this police force that we were so outraged about black men being turned out. That's that same man who's sitting right there on that police force, and he has no regards or respect for your race because he did stuff like that back in the day. So y'all be okay with what they're doing now until they become that grown up out here making those same bad choices because they wasn't checked from the beginning when they was doing little tiny stuff. So,
but guess what? They're not gonna be around white people all their life. Once they get around the black folk, they're gonna be there to check them. I ain't finna do shit from Atlanta because I'm not in Houston. But once they get to college, they go to University of Texas and they say some shit to a football player, and all the black football players correct their ass.
I'm not debating what you're saying at all either, because I'm in agreement with like when stuff like that does happen. That's a moment to educate those individuals and make sure that they understand what they're doing. Like,
well, the whole school needs to take
educate on the culture of it. Like, you're not just doing something you saw YouTube and you think this is cool or whatever, so you're copying it. That's just a moment where someone was just educated.
We only hope that they got educated. The way the school day is just canceling the weed. The kids said that this been going on for years. If we think it's gonna stop today, I'm sure it won't. But if we had made more noise, we just need to make more noise about it. The more noise, the harder the process for teaching them what's right is done. But if we don't say anything about it, we don't disagree with it, then we're gonna keep running into them just brushing it over. That's all I'm saying. But I understand everybody is definitely going to respond to it differently. And let me not push the fact that you guys should be as outraged as I am. But I'm just still mad. I'm still going to be disappointed. But you don't have to be.
Sister Soldier. I fucks with it, okay?
I understand.
Well, shit. Let me be goddamn light-skinned third wheel or somebody. Chilling, man.
Alright. Whatever. Y'all ain't gonna sit here. We ain't gonna keep it going. Do y'all got anything else for the people before I play this little game with y'all to lighten up the mood? Any more updates you want to give them? Anything else you want to dip into? Anything? I feel like you got a little something.
She
ready for the game?
Oh, yeah.
It's a good question game now, so get ready.
I ain't answering none of your questions.
I want you to answer my questions.
Okay.
Since we don't have anything else,
Here she goes, culture appropriating the class they forced us to learn growing up. Like,
I'm full of Spanish.
how they make us learn Spanish, but now they trying to kick them out? Like, I'm so confused.
We like the Latinas.
We could have been taking tax class instead of them Espanol.
They still gonna require it to watch. Okay, so questions.
So you just asking questions?
No, I'm about to go ahead and explain everything to y'all.
Like, is this an actual game?
What kind of questions? Hold on, let's introduce.
You won't know until I
What's the name of the
that
game?
question.
What's the name of the game?
That's what damn it! Okay, so it is called What Would You Do is the game. So what I'm gonna do is ask everybody a question, and then I want your response on how would you either react or what would you do if the question is asking you a specific thing. And yeah, so that's it. And you just, share with me. So, and I want everybody to respond. So the first one, it is, you wake up one morning and you're in a different country and these people do not speak English or anything, and all you have on is the clothes that you either went to sleep with that night or however you went to sleep. What would you do?
Clothes.
That's all you had was what?
If
you went to sleep,
So you telling me I woke up naked?
That's how you went to sleep. I want that to happen.
However you went to sleep. Maybe you went to sleep dressing the way you're dressing now, but either way, it's the next morning, and you're only in the clothes you went to sleep in, and nobody speaks English. Nobody is from your country.
I hope there's a
English.
Like you said, what would I do?
It may or may not be a beach. It could be Antarctica, or it could be like on the.
It could be anywhere. You set it up. So where did you wake up at? Because I don't have it just as another
On
country.
the beach, we're talking to someone that don't really matter. You don't even got to talk to nobody.
So you just chilling.
Yeah.
I woke up in Italy, face down, naked on the gondola.
With a whole bunch of Italians walking by.
Nah, I'm just in the boat, butt ass naked. Like, what the fuck's going on? So first of all, I'm gonna try to figure out how I'm gonna get back to the dock because the water too cold for me to take a swim without no clothes on. And then I'm gonna go to an Italian suit shop, get some clothes.
But you ain't got no money and you don't speak the language they speak or nothing.
All they gotta do is
what you would do right away. You chilling.
I mean, if
Well,
nobody.
no, go into it. No, I need to know.
I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out did I get a roofie?
You went to sleep. No, you went to sleep. So you woke up in this place, but you know that you just went to sleep. You lay down in your bed that night, and you woke up. You was in another country. Nobody speaks English like how you speak.
And you have no phone.
You have nothing. You just put clothes on.
I got it.
Damn, I don't got my Apple Pay. Crazy.
You got nothing.
So how do I know what country I'm in?
I guess I'm gonna try to find out what's going on.
It doesn't mean that maybe you know the language or maybe you don't. Maybe you have to walk around and try to figure out how to talk to people.
I
Figure
said,
out
I knew where I was
And
at.
then once I realized, who knows what happened? You never really gonna know what happened. You wasn't awake.
Because when it's time to go to sleep, what you gonna do? You ain't sleeping in the same place. When it's time to eat, what you gonna do?
You got two decisions to make. You trying to get back home, or or is this cool enough where you might just be like, fuck it, I'm staying.
So you gotta figure things out because if you stay, then you gotta figure out where you're gonna stay, how you're gonna eat.
Yeah, that's part of making that decision.
So
you staying there
because nobody's speaking English with you. What do you do?
What would you do?
That's a hard one. Okay.
Next question.
Now you see what my questions are. Okay. So here's one.
We gotta.
Here's a good one.
I'm about to walk.
There still has to be something done after all this chilling that everybody's doing.
Is there a taxi where I'm at? Like,
you can talk to them.
I'm gonna explore the area I'm in.
I'm gonna say,
trying to figure out my surroundings.
we'll be playing
Walk towards the
charades.
city. I'm trying to find the city, like where the most activity is, where the most people are. Try to find somebody that may understand me somehow. Play charades with somebody. Figure out how to get somewhere.
I'm resourceful. I'm get resourceful.
You're gonna have to be resourceful for that one. Alright, question number 2. You could be famous, but poor forever.
I'm gonna be famous for being poor.
You see,
No.
choose between the two?
No. You could be famous, but you have to be poor forever. Because we already know fame and wealth doesn't always associate together. There's a lot of people who are famous, but they're not, they're not rich. They're poor. So you're poor but famous. Stop looking at famous as having money.
Imagine.
That's all relative to, because somebody like me, I'll turn fame into money. Like that.
No, the thing is that if you're famous, you have to be poor forever. Like that's what it is. So are you famous or?
You
can't make nothing off of your fame. What I'm saying is, you were given a wish, and you had to be. You said, "I want to be famous," but they told you in order for you to be famous, you have to.
What am I famous for?
Whatever.
Just know.
Not making money.
Famous rapper. You got a whole bunch of
I
videos
told
on
you stop
Instagram. Everybody knows you.
associating
You
with
might get no
Oh,
money.
famous rapper.
You saying if I was Tiger?
You just lit. What makes you famous? Just
What would I do if I was
popular,
Tiger?
right?
Basically. He's famous to poor, so
IG
let's
had no
say.
incentives. That'd be basically having 5 million followers with no incentive.
Yep.
Like Instagram model.
Word.
Yeah.
But they
What you
can
mean?
get
Instagram
paid
models are getting,
after
picked
six
every now and
hours
then,
to
depending
get
on
paid.
who's
But that's what I'm
fucking
saying.
with them.
I would never.
Instagram models is something
I
on YouTube. The more followers you
could
get,
never
the
be
more
famous and be poor. It just doesn't. It
You
doesn't
want to be
form
something-
like.
what
being famous is getting.
Well, that's the thing. It's just a hypothetical question.
We know that's what I'm saying. Like I
So you would
couldn't.
never be famous.
Yo,
I mean,
if
baby,
I was famous
I called
and
you
broke,
broke so long
I would
before I
fuck a
died.
Kardashian.
Huh?
If I was famous and broke, I would fuck a Kardashian.
Ugh.
But either way, you still, because you picked to be famous, you are. Do you not? But you're poor forever. That doesn't change. You're poor forever because you're.
Good point.
They not.
I only thought of that because he said Tiger, so it clearly works.
He not broke.
Then I'm
Well, that's what they say.
Not famous, really.
Can you stop? He's
So you
very
guys
famous.
can't
Okay, he's famous.
TMZ
but
wrote an
he
article
got
about him today,
So you got
talking about he used to be married to Trisha Kardashian's baby mama. Like
So you
for
guys
him to be not famous, they should be talking about him every day.
That's because
you guys can't choose. That's what you're saying.
I'm saying that you use your fame in a way to where you set. Like you know what I'm saying? Get in.
Hey, the price of fame because it costs too much.
You did.
Y'all, that's not what the question
Well,
asked.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
But I understand you could
get-
never be famous because you're never.
we get the question, but like, what do you want us to say?
You
Like,
was famous and
he
broke.
said he'll fuck a Kardashian. I mean, I'm
Well,
gonna be
everything, I don't
suffering.
care what you
Like,
say. I just keep reminding you that you can never get rich. Is what I'm saying.
I didn't
You
say
will
nothing
forever
about
be
being rich.
poor, but you guys keep associating it with rich people. So what I'm saying is that
I don't gotta be rich to
poor.
fuck a rich person.
No, but what I'm saying is whatever they have, you still don't get.
clout.
yeah, it's not gonna be mine in the
No,
But they gonna break
If I'm
my
living in their house and I'm gonna feel rich.
No cash.
That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna feel rich. I'm personally gonna be poor.
buy somebody else.
My bank account's gonna be poor.
I'll be straight.
Be
We
living
both got
rich.
clout. We straight.
No, because you're going off of their
Cash.
riches, which
Yeah.
means if you're gonna be poor, that means you get nothing.
No, basically,
I understand that.
You're asking me, do I want to be A-Rap? Like, he was
No,
Soulja
stop
Boy.
associating
He was famous, but he didn't have no money. It was all Soulja Boy money.
No.
But he was
question
living
is-
the famous life.
The question is, are you willing to just have clout and no cash?
Who said that?
What are you gonna do if you have clout and just no cash?
You asked me what would I do if I had
And he
clout
said
and
he'll
no
fuck
cash.
Kardashian.
I would go be by other people who have clout and cash.
Okay, that's what it is, right?
And that's his
That's
answer.
the answer to your question.
What did you think that that's the? Okay.
No, it's
I'm
not.
looking
He
for
said it's
you-
not the right answer.
I'm looking for
Team
you
up.
to respond to the question. That's all I'm saying. And I don't feel like that question that I'm stating is being answered. But that's fine if that's your answer. I'm not trying to make you change that answer. But what I'm telling you is that you're poor.
What they got to do
He's
with
not
it?
gonna give
You're
up
no
a rich
longer-
person.
you're no
He's saying he's
longer-
gonna go get somebody
So
who's
if
got
I'm
clout and
poor,
cash.
if I'm the person who stands on the side of the street with a no sign here, but I'm famous, because I think we're mixing famous with having money.
No,
If
we're
I'm
not.
poor-
You're
But
saying
if I'm
we're poor.
poor,
being famous gives you access to people who have money.
but
That's
what I'm
what
saying
I
is
think
if
we're
you're
thinking. Like,
poor,
if you
how does that happen? How do
'Cause
you
I'm
get
famous.
access to
Clout.
that?
Because Because I'm famous.
Famous just means you're known by a lot of people.
That's how we're gonna get with people with money. Because they're famous too.
They famous.
They just have money.
Like, what are you not getting?
All these people, if a million people know who I am, I'm pretty sure out of them million, there's about 10 of them that got some money.
Yo, I'm gonna be broke and they're still gonna invite me to come to their shows because I'm famous.
And I'm gonna be eating a
They're gonna be like, yo,
now when I leave, my better famous come here. But I'm living the good life.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
You mooching.
I promise you, and
mooching hard.
And there's probably some famous people out there right now that's living that life. And it's crazy because there's probably some that's
so okay, and then I'm gonna drop it just to make sure I'm not going crazy. So those people that we see on Instagram, that family, she got famous because there was a roach on the wall in the video.
Oh.
And so we reshared, we like laughed at it. Yeah. She was famous because of the roach on the wall in her house. But do we think she got just as many likes as anybody else on social media? But do you think that Beyonce is inviting her to her house because she's famous?
Well, not because the bitch had a roach on her wall.
But she's poor. So what I'm saying is that you can be famous, but still be poor. And I'm saying that you're that person.
This is where she messed up at. This is where she messed up at. She should have made a song about the roach on the wall. Then she would have been lit some more, and then she would have got invited to.
I just want to, at least for the people when they hear it, you
don't gotta have money to be famous. But once you famous, you gotta work your fame and get in where you fit in. She ain't get in where she fit in. She got famous and then
she was required to be poor. So it doesn't matter how many times you share and like that video for her to be famous. She's still poor, so she couldn't get out of where she was.
We're not talking about. Why you keep thinking? We're not talking about her getting out. Okay, listen.
Be famous but poor.
We're not talking about her getting any money. We're not talking about her moving anywhere. We're
so
talking
if
about
she's living in that roach infested houses, Beyonce invited her over.
If she would have made a song about the roach on the wall, yes. After she got famous for the roach on the wall and made a song about the roach on the wall.
So she made a song, but she still stayed in that same house making that same song.
Beyonce still would have invited her. Well, I don't know about Beyonce, but somebody rich and famous would have. Somebody would have invited her somewhere. I promise. And she would have made a song. She didn't take advantage of her fame, even though she was poor.
That's a lucky person. She made that song.
People do it all the time. You ain't see the dude on Instagram with the big neck, and the other dude, the other white dude with the long neck. Y'all ain't see? Y'all see?
Swole neck. Yeah, we know.
Like just random Instagram, random shit, just getting famous for nothing. Now they're out. Like they're not sticking to your rule of they have to stay poor. They're out booking shows, making money, doing shit. But if you have to stick to be poor, you can still go out and do shit and get your name bigger and get your buzz bigger and stay in the crowd and get shit. Let your fame take care of you, even if I'm poor.
Nice feeling, but she still has to be poor.
But she could have did more with that. Anytime you got fame, you do something with it, even with your.
You okay? You okay over there? Yes, Alright,
so here's the thing.
Yeah, get what you want with what you got. Kim Kardashian.
As long as y'all know it, y'all feel like you can.
See, if she had nothing but her fame and no money.
Oh, child, she couldn't do it because she needs the money.
She's got
how is she gonna keep her ass looking like that without the money?
She had money before the fame though.
How's her cheekbones gonna stay?
If she had nothing but her fan base right now and her bank account was cleared, she could.
She could recuperate.
Yeah, she flipping all kinds of clout. She got I need to borrow some. Kim, let me borrow some clout, girl.
You can't deny that.
Come, just put your titty on my mouth, girl. I just need Kanye to make a song about me. Something.
Alright.
Next question.
Question number 3.
Question number 8.
I hope they laugh off of that one. If you could say a sentence which the whole world could hear, what would it be?
Stop racism.
For the whole world.
That's the fucking whole world. We just
sentence.
acknowledge that everyone's
One
racist.
sentence for the whole world to hear.
That's what he said. One sentence for the whole world to hear. Excuse me.
Shit.
Why are you not answering? What's it?
Because I know the questions. I want your thought on it. I've had time to sit and think about it. So this is your first thought. I've been marinating on all these questions.
That's man.
How you feel?
I'll say, whew, that's tough.
Is it? Or are you just being weird?
Cause it gotta be like,
you don't gotta be profound.
World to hear. But if you could reach the whole world, you wouldn't want to say something profound?
yeah, why not?
I mean,
or not even profound, but maybe just positive or something.
I
Either way,
did
it's
stop
still hard.
racism.
Oh,
That
But
was
either way,
everything.
it's
I ain't gonna lie, I was thinking way more selfish. I was thinking like follow me on IG.
Follow me on IG. I mean, that's perfectly fine. Like, you can go that route too.
You mean like the whole world about to hear this? Follow me on
And you still only gonna get Slim K. Like, they gonna be like, who is this
I
nigga?
think of like on like live your life and like, you know, live your purpose and just do what makes you
What if
happy.
somebody-
This a
You remember
compound
you speaking to
sentence.
the whole
Live your life, comma, do what makes you happy, comma, and don't let nobody tell you nothing, period.
So we said that to everybody. We said that to all the good people in the world, but we said that to all the bad people in the world too.
Exactly.
I feel like just
What? Follow me on
Look for
IG?
yourself.
No.
I got multiple
Look for
sentences.
yourself,
Hold
boy.
on, I have multiple sentences.
Gotta add a conjunction.
That's only one thing.
Oh,
Alright, I'll give you, this is a nice fun one to end off with. So, you can only listen to one band for the rest of your life.
band?
Musical group, you have to be a musical group.
Options.
That's what
And
it
think about that
says.
question.
Easy.
You mean
That
two
one
options?
album for the rest of your
They
life?
have, first of all, they have 2 albums and some singles that were dropped after. But yes, I'll listen to the 2 Day 26 albums for the rest of my fucking life.
A band
I'm
has
still
to-
listening to it, and that shit came out like
You said
20 years ago.
26?
Yeah, they're a band / group.
What about Spice Girls?
You, hey, whatever floats your
I can listen to
spicy
Spice
boat.
Girls. That's it, really.
I'd listen to Casey and JoJo.
What?
That's not a band.
It's a
It's
group.
a band / group.
Okay, a band has to have like band instruments.
Nah, because the Spice Girls wasn't playing.
That's why I said like, is that even?
Yeah, I mean, like, okay, the thing is,
What's a band? A band.
A
has to have
band
instruments.
/ group.
It can't just be a singing group.
nah, bro, I'm not finna sit up here and say I like Maroon 5 or some
Is
shit.
TLC
Like,
a band? No.
It's a
they're a
group.
band / group.
That's a group.
Well, then I would say TLC.
For the MTV Music Awards, they're
Okay.
band / best band / group.
Slash group. Yeah, there we go.
Cause I mean, if we have to do that shit, then we gonna have to be saying niggas like the Beatles or something. Like, I'm not gonna listen to no bullshit like that.
Nah, if
Not for the rest
you're
of my
gonna
life.
say that, I say the Fugees. That's the only band.
Oh, they was playing the instruments, huh? Yeah, Outkast. No, they wasn't.
That was just a video. I don't think they.
All right.
Actually, he was playing it.
But nah, for real, Day 26, they don't play their instruments, but they have live bands when they perform. So
A
shit.
band is a group. Remember, making a band, nobody in that band.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So
Say
a
that
band
shit.
is just a group.
Yeah, that's where Day 26
Okay.
came from, making the band.
So, yes, a band is just a group of individuals.
I listen to what the nigga's name? Young Gunners. What's Christian Little Leafy? What's they? Yeah. Can't stop, won't stop. Rockefeller, because it get that. Yo, I used to fuck that.
That's so cute. Look at y'all.
So that's what you going with, and that's what you going with, and that's what you going with.
I mean, we just talking about groups now. We just.
Oh yeah.
Yo, the only I'm gonna admit this. I'm gonna just throw this out there. The only band album I've ever bought in my life, like actual CD that I actually had, was NSYNC.
That would have been a good one if people are listening and saying Backstreet Boys.
I'm not gonna listen to them for every day of my life. Nope.
Ain't up my heart, and I live you.
Oh my goodness.
When we are apart, I feel it.
Alright. Well,
I am so confuzzled and confused as to how your sister Soldier, but she's talking about some damn listening to NSYNC and Backstreet Boys.
what's wrong with NSYNC and Backstreet Boys?
Alright.
When did they tell black people?
Oh, Justin Timberlake thinks whites. He's a whole Negro.
Really, he said that? He done
Whoa,
that?
whoa,
You don't see him up there dancing and jiving and singing R&B.
I ain't gonna do JT.
Oh,
I thought we gave JT a pass.
We
He pulled out Janet Jackson titty. He cool with me.
What? Do you know how much turmoil he caused her? While his career just continued to coast along.
You can take it there. He ain't caused her nothing. She volunteered for that.
She didn't say pull my titty out to a damn 21-year-old.
Yes, the hell she did.
No, she didn't.
So why she had a pasty on?
Because she had on a pasty. Like the fuck. Pasties were big.
She was
back
prepared
then.
for the thing.
Lil' Kim
It was
always
made to
had
come off. Are we serious right now? I was making a joke. Are we really gonna talk about it? It was made to come off. It was part of the choreography.
How do y'all do this without sunglasses? Jesus Christ.
Are y'all serious right now? Y'all didn't know that? She was completely a part of that act.
Who said that? She didn't.
So you think that one piece of thing just miraculously came on?
First of all, she had on a whole leather get up. So.
That one piece right there was miraculously came off on its own. It wasn't made to come off. That's what y'all telling me.
You're aware that pasties are not meant for protection for if your shirt comes off.
The shirt didn't come off. It was made to come off. It was one piece that came off. You know, and that wasn't part of the choreography.
No.
And she didn't stop him, cover up, nothing. She just we need to pull this up. No, I'm saying she was a part. She was with it. Yeah, it was an intentional thing. They both was with that.
We'll save that for next week.
I think I wish we could pull this video right now.
But the video is only just gonna show us the video. It's not gonna.
It's gonna show her reaction. It's gonna show everything. It's gonna show that it was a choreographed.
The show still has to go on. Now she's in front of millions.
You're saying it was part of the show. So you trying to say?
Yeah,
He's saying that it's a part of the show. That's what that white person and his lawyer said.
You saying it was orchestrated? It was supposed to be that.
You think that Janet Jackson wouldn't have got some type of legal action if it wasn't against Justin Timberlake? Y'all don't think that would have happened?
I feel like she just took
You don't think there would have been, besides the social backlash, besides social backlash, you don't think there would have been no type of consequence for Justin Timberlake? What was the consequence?
He had white privilege. That was his consequence.
Having white privilege is
that's the point. He didn't have to get no damn punishment because he had white privilege.
Well, and also Janet Jackson, she knew it was an accident. He didn't intentionally get on stage and just say
it wasn't on purpose.
I'm about to
that it was
Janet
set up
Jackson's
to
top
do
off.
that either. So that's why he said
everybody knew that he was not. That's not what he was trying to do.
It wasn't.
How was that not what he was trying? Can somebody explain to me how the top came off?
It was a wardrobe malfunction. That's what
it fell off on his own.
Shit happened.
Did y'all actually watch this?
I've seen it over and over again. This was like 5 years ago, and I remember it. I remember seeing
he clearly.
She was like dancing.
It was the end of the song. They did a whole little thing, and then he ripped it off.
We don't have to watch it because we all have this perception of how it all went down.
We'll show the video next week, and then
we are not going to talk about this old ass shit. Oh my god!
I'm so surprised y'all didn't know this.
There's nothing to know. They did not say at the end of it, you're gonna pull my move out for the whole world to see he is.
You trying to say that?
We'll discuss that.
My goodness.
Oh,
it was this thing these people were.
Can we get a fact check somewhere?
No.
You just be watching it. That's all. We're saying that it was an accident that it got pulled off, but what he was saying was just only that she got more negative and he got more positive response to what happened.
Why did she get negative?
Because she's a black woman.
But if it wasn't done on purpose and she didn't know it was gonna happen.
If it was Christina Aguilera getting her titty ripped out by Justin Timberlake, nobody would have
already out.
She purposely made it.
But that's what I'm saying. Like it was because it was Janet Jackson. Like it took them over 10 years before they let another black person step foot on the fucking stage. Like before Bruno and Beyonce. Like, I swear. What? That is fact. They had all consistent white performers after Janet Jackson got her titty pulled out by a white man.
Is that really how we're viewing this?
Yes, that's
her titty was pulled out by the white man.
No, I'm saying the reaction.
Super fan.
Yeah, they love
But Janet
him.
Jackson didn't trip either.
Ooh, child. Janet had a
She
rough
didn't trip.
patch.
She wasn't like, oh my God. Like, she wasn't victimizing herself and making it sound
Because
like...
it wasn't about her, it's what everybody else was doing.
And she wasn't. Black women are always thought to be the bigger person, right?
If you want to take it, absolutely, yep.
So that's why. That's what I'm saying. So she did her mother. It was like a mother instinct in her, even though she didn't have kids at the time. It was just like, okay, you know, you're young.
She may have viewed it like
We
that.
should research well.
Which is kudos to her, but all I'm saying is white
Are you
privilege.
reading up on it? Are you seeing all the negative responses?
Okay, now let me flip this. If Usher was performing with like Madonna, or no, like
because you know Madonna is good for exposure. Taylor Swift, if he was in the middle of a performance with Taylor Swift, would it have been the same response if that was him?
This being a dope ass performance. That's what I do remember.
Please, for the video, make sure that we show these
coming out
individuals
and
the
take
same
away
thing
from
that
nothing.
we're watching right now, so that they can see this.
I can't see now. This my song.
We're showing the video right now.
We don't fuck with him.
Why we won't get to the part where it happened?
He purposely snatched that.
No, did you not see her face? She was like, oh!
Jan was with it. She was like,
Thank you. Let's keep it on it. Thank you.
I'll have to watch the clip.
I'm running right back for you.
This is what I want to say. It's safe to say we don't really know what happened, but it's not far-fetched to say that the boob came out intentionally and she
we're going to show the people this video.
Because everybody would have done that and would be cool with it. She would have said, yep, I do that. I show the boob, feminism, boom, whatever.
I don't know, bro. She looked down.
It did look, but it would happen at the end.
And it is so bomb.
It went viral.
So she looked like she looked at him, like, did it really come off? Because remember, she had.
And she looked at him as part of the choreography, like,
do it right now.
She had the red thing on it.
Look.
She has the red thing on it, then she has the black.
Well, we'll find out what
and
happened
then the red
on
thing
the
and
next.
the black cover up comes off together. So maybe he was supposed to take the black off, but her red was supposed to be there and not that bare boob. Either way.
It's just a titty.
Oh God. Maybe that's
That's really the issue. It was literally just a titty. Like everybody done sucked on the titty.
Oh my goodness, we need to leave these people up with something positive. We done carried on long enough talking about Jen Jackson and JT.
Suck on them titties. I'm just playing. Let me not be like that. I've been wilding today, but I just want to let y'all know it's only because my good girl Sable was on today. You know, I had to make her uncomfortable. I don't think it worked though. She was very, very comfortable. I ain't not shit.
I said positive vibes.
Right, while you out on vacation and enjoying your birthday, you
Watch out, man.
Sable like here about to take that spot. I'm just kidding.
We love you, Shay.
But yeah, we love you. We miss you.
Oh, you love her.
I was thinking about her.
Anybody else? Positive vibes. Give it to us, Sable, since you're laughing. Give us some positive.
Positive vibes. Thank you for having me. It's hot in here. But other than that, I'll be like SAHBLEH.
Okay. Shout out DJ Khaled, Father of the Side, out now, go get that. Has nothing to do with anything we talked about this episode, but I'm about to go check out John Wick 3. That's out right now, so see how that goes. What else? What did we talk about today?
Everything.
A whole bunch of shit.
Hey, this is what I want to leave y'all with. Can we, as a people, stop being so sensitive? Like, if we're gonna be upset about something, let's pick something and actually come together and get something solved and done. But we can't just nitpick. Like, some shit we gotta let go. But then on the other side, when the police is, profiling us and killing us in these streets, something gotta be done about that. You know what I'm saying? As far as
response is everything.
As far as what went on where they stopped my man's in his own front yard, that made zero sense, and there needs to be some type of accountability for stuff like that. So that's the type of stuff we need to come together for. We need to Yeah.
Alright. If you're gonna be, my positive words are, if you're gonna be outraged by everything. It may be known as nitpicking, but as long as you're outraged by everything, nobody can ever say that you picked and choose what you wanted to be mad about because you was mad about everything. With that being said, we're unfiltered.
Girl, first of all, I ain't say my positive note.
I need to start over anyways. Time is almost done.
Well,
I guess we're running. Oh shoot! Sorry.
My positive vibes for today pretty much is, you just gotta persevere and keep on going. Sometimes things don't go your way, but you gotta keep fighting. So Dame Nickel, try again next year.
What?
Cause
keep on. I'm sorry. She went first. I literally thought you went before Sable.